God, you have blessed us with memory, reason, and skill. Help us use them wisely in the service of our town government. We ask this in your holy name. Amen. Salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, the born and the unborn.
I ask anyone wishing to speak to give your name, your address, and we ask that you keep it to a 5-minute limit. And is there anyone, I'll open it to the public right now. Is there anybody from the public who wishes to speak?
You wish now?
I think
Oh,
yes.
great. My name is Walter Conley. I live on 70 Saley Avenue, Plattsburgh, New York. The wife and I own a piece of property on Point Affair. I have a slight problem up there. Throughout the years, and back, let's go back a few years, the town put in a culvert from the back lot onto our land. At that time, I said to the supervisor that I was going to plug that up unless they allowed a ditch or dig a ditch to the lake, which they did. And I allowed them to go on the land, with my wife's permission, to go on the land and dig that ditch. Over the years, I've taken care of that ditch, had to dig it out every once in a while, have to take the leaves out in the spring. Well, I'm tired of doing that, and in addition to that, the town, I guess, superintendent of highways, whatever, they dug out the whole back of where the lot is, and they've taken and made a whole area that's going to accumulate water in the future and put a new culvert, a huge culvert, right back down into that ditch. I understand they're going to take the other one out because it was broken or something. So what I'm asking is that you take and put a culvert, all the way, a covered culvert, so that I am able to mow my lawn again, like I used to do, and have that water drain down to the lake. There are laws that say you can't do what you did. If you want me to go look them up, it's very easy. I've looked up one already that covers different things, but it says in here what the property rights are, and I'm sure that you probably are aware of the laws. If I need to hire a lawyer, I will do that, but I want your assurance that you will take care of that problem that you created, and I thank you very much for your attention.
Sam, can you take care of that?
You want it buried?
I want it buried.
That ditch looks like it was dug by hand.
That, you guys did it 1967 or 8.
Well, long before my time.
Yeah, right, I know that, I know.
Yeah.
But we allowed them to go in there because the drainage from the back was coming into our land, and at that time, there was nobody back there. In the meantime, somebody has built a new, big, huge building in which they have an industry there, I understand. I don't know if you're supposed to have one or not. I don't really know what the rules are, but we've got delivery trucks going in and out of there, which I sort of object to, but I don't think I have a right to now. In any event, well, you just got to handle the problem.
Whose property is the ditch on?
I'm sorry?
Whose property is the ditch on?
I think it's all on our property, my wife's property, and my.
It's on mine and yours.
Who's on the
Back on both.
I think it's all
The
on
ditch?
It
mine.
runs on
No,
an
it's on
angle.
both.
Yeah.
It's on both.
Yes.
I think so.
I think it's all on mine, because I told them to put it on our land, so.
Who owns next to you?
That.
Okay, in other words, this is agreeable between the two neighbors on it.
Oh, yeah, well, that's why we want it, so we
Do you know
can.
if there's any right-of-ways down through there?
No, not that I know
They're
of.
on,
There used to be, I have a map that shows a right-of-way that's on that side of me, and
where east is.
apparently what happened, the right-of-way had been taken off the deeds of somehow, and it's not on it's right on the other side where that fence is.
The next right of way is down by
There's right-of-ways
Newbegins.
every so often up there to start with.
Newbegins is the
That's
next
where the
one.
ditch should be, is a right-of-way.
I think there's only 2 right-of-ways, isn't there, Ralph? One where we got the dry
It shows
hydrant.
more than that
Does show more than that?
on the whole thing. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, there's one by Newbegins, between Colette's, between Laternals and Newbegins.
Right.
And there's one between Connolly's, and Heath. But they claim there's
They
none,
closed- they sold
they
that.
claim the one between Heath and Connolly is gone.
Well, it
They
is
claim
now.
they own all the land. Heath. Well, even the people before them
They can't
claim.
take the right
Yeah,
away.
but Grace David sold it
People
to-
can't take that right away away.
Okay, you might have a problem there because I have a problem. And the problem I'm going to handle with my neighbor is that he built a house and got a variance to build a house up towards the road, okay? But when he did, he built the sand up about 5 feet. If you can look from my land over to his land, it's just about even with my eyes. So I'm figuring I'm 5'6", my head's like this and 5 foot. I'm going to get all his water in the future, and I don't think he did that legally. And if there should be a ditch, maybe we should put it over there because I'm going to make him put a ditch there. I'm not going to have all that water draining on our land. It'll be completely soggy, it'll be worthless land.
Sam, can you and Jules and Red
Sure.
go
Take
down
a
and
look
look
at
at
it.
that and see about moving that ditch? And we'll check on the right of way too?
Moving the ditch?
Yeah.
No,
Wouldn't it be
it should-
better?
the ditch should
if
go
you
in the
moved
right
it
of way.
To the north, that's what you're talking about, right? Well,
Well, if you want to do it that way, I have no problem. In other words, take the ditch out of where it is and move it over to the, between the two properties,
right.
you might have a problem, but that's,
Well, let
let you people have the
can we
problem.
look at it?
And you can tell that guy next door that you want to go down his side, because I'm gonna make him dig a ditch down there, one way or the other.
You got the map of that, Ralph?
I got the assessor map.
Give us a little
Property
time
map,
on
yeah.
it. We can't,
No, but it'll show us where the right of ways are. I mean, to be legal, if there's a right of way, we're entitled to go onto it.
Once the right of ways are there, they
They're
should,
different lengths, so I don't remember.
yeah, but they should always be there, right? You can't do away with a right of way.
You asked me if they've been on that map for a long time, whether or not they've ever written up legally saying they were right-of-ways, I don't know. Whether Mrs. Scales could sell a right-of-way, I don't know.
I know she did, and I know when Arnold set them up, there was so many lots in the right of way, so many lots in the right.
Yeah.
Because when they felt they'd ever sell the land across, that people could get to the lake,
Right.
that was the idea.
Right.
And I think I'll check with her, but I think she has a map that shows the old right of way.
You wanna get that out so that we can look at that?
I'll see if
We
she-
have a map.
We've got- she
I have a map.
You have, the old, shows all the
Yes.
right of ways?
Mhm.
We'll get that so we
Some of the names that are on there ain't the same ones
No,
today,
no,
though.
no, that's what I'm saying. But what happens when there's a right of ways, people usually mow over them. And then 30 years later,
And you
well,
say it's mine, I mean, they forget about
nobody
it.
knows where they are anymore. That's why we get the map.
If you let me know when you're going up there, I'll be happy to go up and meet with you.
I don't know what day we're gonna be going right now, but we'll be going on roads here, looking at stuff there, so we'll do it the same day. We'll get the map, I'll get together, I'll give you a call for, sometimes we want to spur the moment, looking at some of this stuff.
I'm a busy person. I have a few things I have to do every week.
but we'll try and do something.
Thank you. Appreciate your help.
Anyone else?
Me, yes. Just a little summary of what's going on in the county. You know, I'm chairman of Buildings and Grounds this year. Yesterday morning, we interviewed 3 firms to hire a construction manager for our jail. We've hired Crandall Associates for architects, and we're working on, we haven't hired the contractor yet. So this person will be a go-between between the architects and the contractor. We're looking probably at a $22 million project. So this will be an extension of our current jail plus renovation of the old, which has had a lot of problems right from the beginning anyway. Also, as part of Buildings and Grounds, we have a 10-year master plan. We're about in the 8th year of our master plan, and this year we're doing a lot of work on, if you've been to the government center, you know, we took the old jail, made a probation department. We're matching the rest of the brick from the probation department and the old courthouse. We're repointing the stones. It's looking, we're cleaning up that whole campus, so it's gonna look quite nice. So that's part of our 10-year plan. Sales tax, it's holding its own. We have some good months, bad months. I haven't had a report in a few weeks, but nothing to crow about at this point, but maybe next month I'll have better news for you. This Wednesday, we're going to ratify the contract with the Sheriff's Department, the employees there. There aren't too many changes, but our new sheriff has come up with some very good ideas, and it allows swapping shifts, so we can save on overtime. It also gives a bonus for sick leave. If they don't use their sick time, they get a bonus at the end of the year. So I think we'll end up saving with some of these things that he's implemented. And also we ratified the general unit policy, the CSEA, not too long ago. So hopefully it's behind us for a couple, 3 years. We're also going to start looking at the county budget earlier this year. Normally it's a fall process, but this year we've asked the department heads to give us a preliminary budget at the end of June so we can look at it in July. We're concerned what the state budget has done to us and what we might be facing, so we might be starting to implement hiring freezes, purchasing freezes, whatever it is we have to do, maybe earlier than we were hoping we'd have to do it. The airport terminal is almost complete. We're looking at another $8 million project, but hopefully we'll get federal funds for that. We've selected the site, we've selected the building style. We know where it's coming off the road on 22. We started improvements to the flight line, narrowing the flight line, and we have a capital improvement project for lighting the flight line. So it's moving. The only other thing, we just hired 2 new mental health staff members. Unfortunately, we have a 2-month waiting list, and there's no county cost. We're able to get a state grant for these 2 mental health. And you know, when you look at some of where we're spending our money, jail, mental health, Medicaid, it's unfortunate we have to be spending it for things like that when we could be spending it on education or health care or. But you can see where the needs are and the big dollars are being spent, you know. So. But anyway, that's my report. And I now have to go to the Morristown Board to give them a report. So do you have any questions to ask me?
Can I ask a question?
Sure can.
Okay. On the Medicare, or
Medicaid.
Okay.
Medicaid.
I'm on Medicare, don't get medicine on it. How come the people on Medicaid get medicine and I don't?
Well, probably because they're financially eligible. That would be my only answer.
I'm about financially eligible too.
I have no idea,
I
but you
agree
know.
with you.
Yeah,
I think we're sitting
Yeah.
back and we gotta stop taking care of those
I know.
people that don't wanna. I know a lady that rents one of the friend's apartment that I take care of.
Mhm.
She's got all kinds of stuff like televisions and computers and games, and she's got everything she needs to take care of herself. She gets Medicaid medicine, she gets HUD, and I'm paying taxes up the root chute that I can't afford anymore.
I know. We
It's
all
time
are.
we do something about the damn taxes in this county, and I'm getting so fed up
We
with
have
it.
to get after our state legislators, because they're the ones who are ordering this.
A lot of good
Medicaid.
it does, I'll tell you right now, I wrote a letter to the president, Pataki, and our local senator and congressman, and McHugh, and our 2 senators, never heard a word, except Betty Little did call my wife and say it's a nice letter. A lot of good it does, but it's about time we started getting some of the problems that we've got taken care of and get those people, send them off to Iraq or someplace.
We spend more on Medicaid than California and Texas combined.
50% of my taxes were for Medicaid.
I know, that's
And
why
I
we
gotta
put
pay
it on
for
the
my
tax
own.
bills, yeah. We have no choice, we have
My
to.
company has written me a letter and said from now on, you're not going to be having your insurance paid the way it is. It's going to go up to 75%. It's $460 that they figure it costs. So 75% of that is like $363, and it'll be going up 5% every year for after that. Till the 4th year, it'll go up 10%, and I'll be paying 100% of it. And that's $467. God only knows what it'll be 5 years from now. It's time we start looking at, I worked all my life hard to get where I am, and I'm going backwards. It's time we started looking at.
I couldn't agree with you more, but I seem to be in the minority. I didn't agree with what the state legislature just did. This was the year to start tightening our belt. We didn't. And as a result of what the legislators did, the bond rating for New York State went down. So what did they accomplish? What are they going to do next year? I agree with you, but
It's time, I think we, as citizens, I mean, we can't just sit around doing nothing. We gotta write
I know.
our congressman and president and tell them, stop supporting everybody else in these foreign countries we're paying 25% of the money that comes in for taxes on just the national debt. If we could take that money, 25% could be gotten back to the people that need it. I mean, and all it takes is for a group of people to start writing, and that's what happens. We're just so complacent, we're sitting back and doing nothing. I get so fed up with it. I'm sorry.
But there are a lot of people who want this, so, you know,
Right.
they win out, so. Any other questions? We'll see you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Good.
So then I got one.
Yeah.
Are you checking into the insurance for the EMS district?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I will,
You'll have a price for it.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Go on to the, is there any changes in the minutes of the meeting?
Make a motion we accept it.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
All right.
Okay, for your information, the zoning board of appeals, this is their minutes. Code enforcement, this is what Mike's done for the month, and if you notice in the back section of it, they're doing something a little different. You know how much money they're taking in each month.
Very good idea.
He's gonna start doing that every month. Okay, the first thing we have is a letter from the village of Ross's Point from, well, it's actually from the lawyer, Hamilton Beach, on dropping the assessment, or the taxes on that property that they haven't finished annexing yet, where the water tower is. They're asking us to forgive them on this. Is there any discussion on it?
Well, I think we ought to drop it.
Are you making that in the form of a motion?
Well, I thought you just wanted discussion on it, right?
Okay, yeah.
You know, because between the town and the village, I think we ought to.
Yeah, I think we should work together.
So I'll make it in the motion that we drop it.
All right, do I have a second? No second? You guys still reading it? No, we don't want to, you're not gonna second, okay? No? That's what I do, no, I don't second.
Motion.
Well, that's not a
You don't
motion.
have a motion.
Okay, on to the next. Letter from the Clinton County Treasurer's Office. Our mortgage tax, we received our check, $345,541.62. That's from October 1st of 2002 to April 30th of 2003. I have a letter here that Calvin sent to us, Calvin Castine, Hometown Cable. And Calvin is, he's mad about it, the post office, about his delivering his mail. Because they put his address wrong in the phone book, and the post office won't deliver Calvin's mail because people are putting the wrong address on there. I don't know what we can do about it, but I feel sorry for Calvin, because this is part of his income, his livelihood. And it used to be the post office would work with us, they knew the people, but I guess now they don't care and they just send a letter back. So he's telling us about that. And then the Chamber of Commerce, and the Quebec Chamber of Commerce is having their second border summit in Montreal, if anyone wishes to go. So, we went to the one over Miramar. It was June 16th in Montreal, hotel up there. If anyone's interested, let me know. And we have a letter from Ross's Point. It's from Kelly Penfield, it's Dr. Southwick, and Board of Trustees, Board of Trustees and Village Board. They voted and they decided that they didn't want to go with the Champlain EMS, so I guess they're gonna stay on their own. This is on the Champlain, Town of Champlain Water and Sewer District. It's a Parker's, Parker Route 11, 276. And I guess that's not done yet, is it, Ralph? We haven't received everything from
No, they're right.
the schools there, right?
Yeah.
Still waiting. I'll get with Ralph, or find out, give him a call.
Okay, and this is a letter from Celine. She's telling us that, about the state taking some of Zachary's land in Ross's Point.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yep.
If you- I think someone might want to go to New York, have to make a resolution to pay the bill if anybody wants to go. And if you go, the money's,
To go to Montreal.
yeah, to that. And if you don't
Also
go,
move on that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Ralph, we need a resolution for the State of New York Department of Transportation on that Ross's Point Route 11 9B project.
Need a motion for that? I'll make a motion for the DOT to go ahead with that work.
Do I have a second?
That includes the work on the Fairbanks Road, which we are involved in.
what they want is a resolution giving him permission to sign these things. Because there may be more than one contract or service arrangement, something to do, so. And the resolution is all made up here, and
So the supervisor signs all the paperwork.
Oh, you're right. so that's what you're going to do.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
I got one question on this. I was looking at this map. It shows all the roads that they're gonna go into, like Fairbanks Road and everything else they're gonna take on all the other streets. The only thing it doesn't show, and I think you have to check on it, is the one going to Maple Hill Cemetery.
It goes in there also.
It does, okay.
It's all been taken care of in there too. While we're-
That was my question.
Yeah. Well, they have a separate map for that, because they have to sign an okay also.
Okay.
They had me look at it, cemetery. While we're on that subject, we also had that they drew up a plan for getting water up through there. And this was about $100,000 deal, 98,000, something like that. And the state drew this plan to have this, and it cost us a bit done. The only thing that we should do is to find out if we get any money to do this. But when this went out last November, on November 1st, I called Watertown and told them that we were not interested at the time, but to leave it open. And they have left it open. The Village Ross Point chose to close it, but they had nothing to say about it. Fortunately, whatever. And I'd like to open that back up. If Ralph could probably look at some grant deal on that, because we still have time. This job is not coming out for bid until September. If there's anything available, and because we have the drawing for this, and that didn't cost us anything.
That was
State
around
did it all.
$100,000. It was around $100,000.
Oh, well, it's 98,000 somewhere.
It was all the Judas there.
Yeah, but I don't know if they will do, if they will do any work on that part unless they get the work for making the plans, and we already got the plans.
Well, yeah, but I think we'd have to pay them, if they can get a grant, we'd have to pay them for getting the grant.
The part of it. Or you're going to write the grant committees direct.
What about that Tom Clark from Lake Placid?
Yeah.
He, that's his job, he looks for it.
Okay, well, I'll come up tomorrow, I'll get his, okay, I haven't got
Because,
his name, address here, so I'll go with you, Bruce.
If we had that,
I'll be
then
around 10 o'clock if you want to.
we'd have a hydrant on this side of the overhead, west side of the overhead, would be a hydrant there. And they wanna come about, I don't have the plan here, but it's probably 300-400 feet this side of the railroad track. And we looked into this, but we have no money to do it, but that's the way they wanna do it, and it's, I think that we ought to, more or less shut this down because they still have it open off, or one business. They're gonna leave it right in there and up in the mid part.
Let's rate Betty Little next for. When she was here, she said if there's anything she could do for us. Let her know.
Well, we were talking to her the other night, that this is one time, and it shouldn't cost us too much money if we can get a grant on this thing.
Okay.
And we've been talking about getting water up to
We did.
into the town here for last umpteen years here, well,
Remember us Wayne's agreed to sell it to us.
we might have a battle on the price of the water, but they'll take care of that later.
Okay,
That's what we decided for to get the water tank.
I'm going to committee reports. Mike's not here. Building committee, Jules and Clifford.
I don't have
Jules?
I only have one question, did you do anything on that building, I don't know, to get a spot to see if it would work?
Yeah, Bruce was there when we tried it. It'd be quite a job.
Even with the pressure washer, did you see it, or wouldn't work with the pressure? It says, is our pressure washer heavy enough for that, or?
3,000 pound.
Plus he used the
Sand.
sandblaster.
It
Yeah.
didn't work with that either?
I'm afraid if we keep going to get all the paint off, we'll take all the mortar out between the blocks.
It says 3,000 we got pounds? Let me check on it, 'cause somebody told me they had one that would take it off, and I'll check with the pound on it.
Okay.
Jules, do you think it would be better off to cover?
Well, I don't know, that's why I wanted to find out if it was a much of a job to take this off, and if it is, then we'll figure on covering it.
I was thinking maybe
No, but that's why I wanted to find out if it was gonna be too hard to take off, and what the cost would be of taking it off, and if it's too high, we can, the cost of covering it, that's easy to figure out. And probably that's what's the route we'll be going anyway. but
Yeah. I think that's the best way.
Get a couple different ways. I'll check to see if it's over 3,000 on the other one. If not, we'll price it out differently.
Okay. Anything else in the building committee?
Not for me.
Nothing. Grants committee, Ralph and John Paul.
nothing right now.
Board of assessment and review, John Paul.
No, I just came to the hearing that they had 68, I guess, complaint.
Highway committee, Jules and Clifford.
If you got any time frame for a blacktop at all, or,
Well, we gotta
I mean,
decide
what's?
which
are we
ones
gonna
we're
get-
doing first,
What we're gonna have ready?
or
or-
what we're gonna be doing. We gotta decide which roads we're doing. We're gonna have to cut down, because tarmac is up $6 a ton.
Yeah, I know that.
We checked in Malone, it's $5 a ton cheaper, but they can't sell it in Clinton County.
Why?
What a monopoly.
Yeah, really.
Can't sell it in Clinton County, so we're going, all the superintendents are meeting
Of course it is.
Thursday at 10 o'clock down at Plattsburgh Quarries. We're going in to see them. There's 14 of us from the county, and we're all gonna go in. I don't know if it's gonna do us any good, yeah. Thursday at 10, we're gonna meet down there.
If they can make blacktop cheaper up there, why can't they do it here?
Well, that's, yeah, I know.
It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Do we have to buy it in New York State?
They have them, they put these things out to a contract bid, and they got to bid it in the county. Clinton County, and each county has their own bidding process. It isn't a state contract, it's a county contract. I bet you. I bet you that's why Clinton County, they got a higher bid than Franklin County.
Now, they don't stop when he does his fees, so they do.
Yeah. That's an excuse.
Where's the stove coming from that we're buying there now?
Out there, That came out of Moore's.
They opened up there?
That's all they got of that.
They're all done up there now? Or-
They're not gonna be crushing up there this
No,
year.
they're not gonna be.
No. No.
You gonna need more?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna check, we're getting out of Canada then.
We can check. I hear different things, like the drivers are supposed to have a medical card on them, physical to go across. And then they say you need
We shouldn't have any problem with that here.
no, but then you need a tax permit, or a fuel tax permit. There's a lot of things to check.
Well, I know,
into.
but I mean, everybody else is going over there, and they don't seem to be having any problems. I don't know why we should. I mean, if Plattsburgh's giving you a rough time over this, well, get out of Swanton.
Yeah, but Plattsburgh owns Canada anyway. Plattsburgh owns
I
Canada.
know that, but they don't want you to go over there, see? Who's buying here?
It'd probably be cheaper to have Gay deliver it anyway.
That's right, you think that's a do better. We have it delivered cheaper than we can haul it.
We can check into that, or see if Carl.
Check the
could haul it.
price per ton from both places,
Plattsburgh and Canada.
and then we'll
Okay.
check to see what they haul it over here.
See what they
Correct.
charge, see what they charge to haul it.
Okay.
Then we could be doing something else.
Check with Carl, see what his price is to haul it. Carl will haul it too.
Let him buy it though.
Aye,
Let him buy it.
yeah,
He can buy it cheaper than we can buy it.
yeah.
I buy it cheaper than the town does. Why?
Check that, check all ways.
I mean, he'll buy it.
I know that, that's what I'm saying.
Has enough work, saying.
We can use our trucks doing other things anyway.
You could use it, do other things while you're there.
It probably,
not doing that.
probably save money.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'll check that.
I'll have to get back to you on that road deal. Red and I have to look at a couple other, because we know we can't do that rapid deal, we know that, definitely. And if we only got that half a mile up there,
That's half mile,
half mile down there.
Dumont's half mile. What do you wanna do about Stony Point?
I wouldn't do anything this year.
It's only a half a
Let the
mile.
state do
I ain't
their-
even- That's just a half a mile too, ain't it?
That's a half a mile
Yeah.
too.
Let the state do their part first, because they're gonna do
State?
something. Yeah, that shows on the map, they're going out there a little ways. When they redo.
Well, we don't have to go into the road anyway. We can stop back further, we do it all the time anyway.
Yeah. State don't go very far in.
No, we stay back anyway. We did it on the golf course road.
We can find the state markers and stay back from there.
That's all we got blacktop there anyway. The only thing is, if you want to do Stony Point, you'd have to do it early.
I'm not for doing Stony Point. We put a lot of money out there the last few years. I think some of the other people in the town should get the benefit of some of the roads. We're building a private driveway.
Well, the assessment's only $1.5 million up there.
I know, but that was taken on before us. Yeah.
We'll have to go across a few roads and find out about it. Because we had lined up to do that 2 miles over there. We can't do it now.
Are you gonna start at all on them guardrails on that road? Boy, that's dangerous right there.
There's no guardrail left.
No.
Hold the bicycle.
Yeah, they're all falling down, rotting off.
What about culverts? We done putting culverts on that road?
No, we're gonna have to stick some of them in too, but we wanna get the roads ready for tarmacking first.
Yes. When you work on cover, the biggest one that was put in there a few years back,
Mm-hmm.
7, 8 years ago, the end of it's all crushed in. The end of the culvert, it's on the riverside,
Mm-hmm.
it's all crushed in. I don't know what happened there, but it's half is pushed right in.
That's in the gully there?
Yep,
That big one there?
yep. You almost had to be by boat to see it when I was there.
Oh,
I don't know if they could, once you go down there and check it out, you probably can pull it back up with it.
yeah, probably back up.
It's just gonna cut the flow of the water down. Had a washout there one time.
Probably this summer when it's dry, get in there
Huh?
and jack it up. Probably when it's dry this summer, get up there and jack it up.
Right,
Is it ever going to be dry?
it's dry right now,
Well, it's
it's dry, you
dry
can get
enough
into it
for-
right now. Right now you can get into it. I don't know if something fell on it or what, but it's caved right in.
With hydraulic jack, pump that right up.
Okay, that's all I got.
Anything else, Fred? You have anything? Water and Sewer Committee. Ralph and John Paul.
I'll get with Ralph tomorrow and we'll see about that park, I think, it's over.
Okay. Yeah, Landfill Committee, Jules and John Paul.
John Paul and I were up there a couple days ago, and we walked it. And there's very, very little work to be done up there. We marked it out,
Okay.
white stakes. Whoever you're gonna send up there, I'll talk to him about it.
A couple of loads of dirt, that's all you're gonna need.
Well, we got dirt stockpile there anyways.
We got some stuff there, and I got a report on it, I'll give it to whoever goes up there.
Okay.
You're gonna need a little bit of crushed stone up there too,
Okay,
as far as any big hole. And you probably ought to figure on mowing that on a little bit, next month sometime.
yeah. Let it dry a little bit more before we get on.
Yeah, the clover's gone,
Well, yeah, winter kill.
that's what we needed up there. Okay,
Town Clerk's Report. Ralph.
We got information from DEC on our application for, down at the Shazy gravel pit. And I placed the notice in the paper that they required, requested the paperwork that they required. And people have until the end of July to comment on it. I also have a request from the planning board to extend a moratorium on adult entertainment. And we need to, if you want to do that, it expires in August. Your present moratorium against adult entertainment expires in August. In order to get it replaced by August, we need to have a public hearing at our next meeting. If you want to do that, we have to make a motion tonight to hold a public hearing at our next meeting in July. I have the hearing notice I wrote up, and the lawyer looked at it, and it's okay to use. And he's gonna have the law ready for us for next week.
Your motion on it?
I make a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Anything else, Ralph? Highway Superintendent's Report. Sam?
The grade all back together today, so that's gonna start working. The excavator should have it running tomorrow, if everything goes right. We're mowing roadsides. Like I said, we're meeting Thursday with the quarry to see if it'll do us any good. And those encroachments in the gravel pit are just about all taken care of, so we'll meet that deadline. And when you guys want to get ready to check the roads, let me know and we'll figure out what ones we're gonna do.
Are you gonna be taking any gravel out of there this year?
Yeah, we're gonna need some. Yeah, we've got quite a bit piled up there now.
You were able to get some out of there?
Yeah, yeah.
Sam, where's the trucks Monday, where were they hauling out of? Moores? I see two of them loaded at the mobile station there the other day, Monday morning.
I wasn't here Monday, but I'm pretty sure they were hauling to the gravel pit. Oh, no, yeah, they were hauling stone out of Moore's, yes.
They were hauling out of Moore's.
That was the last day they had that stuff on hand. They figured Shazy was gonna clean them out. The item 4. And they're not gonna be crushing this year, so.
That was the day we and I went down into. They were all on Moore's.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Yeah. Anything else, Sam? Sam, is that a report that you have from, that Francis made up?
Oh, yeah,
On
on,
the machines?
work on machines and stuff, yeah.
I think you guys should take a look at that. What Francis has done so far, keeping track of the machines and the trucks since the first of the year. We know how much we spent on each truck, what we've done. And Jack Favreau's son is helping him with the program, and he's gonna come back up sometime this month after Francis comes back from reserves, and he'll work with Francis and Robbie on getting into that program farther. Right now, we don't put down man hours, right?
No, we haven't, no.
And he's gonna start charging the hours to what, on each vehicle. Plus, they're gonna start putting in highway information into that program.
Good.
So it's coming. They're doing a very good job, I think, on it. I'm happy with it. I guess that's it. Anybody else have anything?
Where are we with this payroll business?
Payroll?
Yeah. Did you go to any form of doing this yet, or way?
No, I will by next meeting. I'll come back.
That's
Tell you what I'm
something
gonna
we
do.
want from Key Bank, from Charter One Bank.
Okay.
And that at time in Charter One Bank. Something we can look into, you know, I mean, not saying we're gonna do it or anything, but
Okay,
we've got a phone number there, where to call.
okay.
You're gonna try to, like, 2 deals on that?
Yep.
In-house now?
Yep.
And the other thing I got here is, I see the other day, we had a few letters back on the computer business. We wanna have this in a file and probably put in the vault. If somebody happens to leave here, we wanna be able to get on a computer.
Passwords,
We have passwords, don't we?
I have 2,
Who's?
Julie and Pat.
That's the only ones we got.
Yeah. Jane doesn't have a password.
In other words, anybody get in the way now?
Yeah. Arnie didn't want her to have a password, so there's never been a password put in.
Oh, is she gonna do it in the future? Is it advisable to do it, or? Whatever you think on that part.
I don't care if she does it, I want Ralph, I want it to be put in a vault.
Right.
So if something should
You can get
happen.
involved, I mean, you got 3 people getting involved, so they can get this out.
Right.
Not that I'm gonna look at it, but.
No, none of us. When do we
And
ain't
you
good
can get the
now?
computer guy in here, and you can open it up and give it to somebody.
Right.
That should be very important, that's put in there, and that the town clerk and
Okay.
superintendent
Would you-
would know about it.
Do you want her to have a password to get into it?
Who?
The only one that doesn't have a password is Jane.
Well, I would say it's up to you.
It's up to you.
You know what she
But-
does.
But Mike could come in here and get into her computer anytime.
Like,
The guy who does our computer work.
as far as I know, yes.
Which is all right.
And her program is set up by a company where somebody from the company could come in and get into that. Am I right?
He can get it back when, what's his name passed away? Rita passed away, nobody knew the password.
That's right.
And I called that Bob, her computer guy, on the phone, and he found it. You know, he told me what keys to punch and what to do, and we come up with the password.
Well, that should be put into a letter form also and put in there.
Okay,
In case something happens, you don't know who it is, then you can know who to call.
okay. Ralph can put that with the
Okay.
rest of the passwords,
Yeah,
and I'll,
The judges also.
yeah, does Janice have one, Ralph?
I have no idea.
We have no business on
I
that.
know, but it'd be for their protection.
They wouldn't necessarily have to be me, but they ought to have it someplace over there where the judges, not just one person knows. Within their own department, they should have a,
Pat, how's that work? Is there a password to get in that program for Janice?
Yeah, she'll have her own.
She has her own?
Yeah.
Do the judges know the password?
I presume they do, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check and make sure.
yes.
No, but
Check
no,
that out
it should
tomorrow.
be put in there, so for their protection.
Right, okay.
Not that we want to look
No,
at
no,
it.
no.
We know it's-
No, I'm not gonna, they don't know nothing about it.
But within their own
I want for
department,
the-
they ought to have it,
For the
so.
safety of the town, it should be in there.
Okay, all right, I got no problem with that. And I'll check on this, and I'll let you know what we're gonna do next month.
And next month, we'll have all this,
Okay.
and Ralph's gonna find a place to put this in the vault or somewhere, so we'll all be together.
We've already got some of it in there, right?
Yeah.
He's got some, but he hasn't, we were talking about the other day, we didn't know where we're gonna put it.
I haven't decided on a place to put it, everybody knows what it is. something, whatever we're gonna do.
I mean, he doesn't want it on his desk.
No, okay,
So, okay?
yep. Jules, I got a question after you. Are you gonna hire somebody to put them shelves up?
Well, Tim was gonna put those up and then he went away. Is he back?
Yeah, he's back this week, right?
Yeah,
Light duty or regular duty?
well,
He said,
they didn't have any restrictions, but he's not walking too straight yet.
he told me in here today that he's on light duty, that he can drive tractor and, you know, cut mow and grass, but he can't lift yet.
This is gonna be, he was gonna take care, because I told him how I wanted it, that's why, and then he went away, so that's why I got left out.
Maybe
If he's
he's-
back, I'll come back up here and talk with him.
Maybe on a rainy day,
Yeah.
when they can't
Maybe
work
he can
on
have one of
sites,
the other guys.
and send a couple in here.
He can have another guy help out with it. It's not a big deal, there's a little bit of welding to do on it.
And Robbie and Francis did a real good job on our signs.
Gotta finish painting the post yet.
Yeah. What they've done, it looks real good. I got some compliments on it. Anything else? Chris?
I had a quick question for you. Where do we stand on the dry hydrants on the west end? As far as, remember we talked about putting up at least one dry hydrant this year? You still want to do that, or can we do that?
I was talking back, now you bring it up, and just brought that up here a couple days ago. John was up here and I said, because he was involved with it with me before.
Yeah.
So he said, you think you guys will be able to do one this year? He said, we need a couple. I said, well, we'll probably do one.
That'd be fine. We even if you just do one Birch Ferry Mills or something.
If you tell us where you want, or which one, he was talking about the Stetson Road
Yeah.
and Paris Mills.
Probably preferably Perry's Mills. Stetson Road, a little bit more accessible in case of emergency, but Perry's Mills is where we wouldn't have a lot of time to set up, and we've got more population down that area, and they have nothing except the high riverbank. So.
Would that be better if it was set? That's whole 11 they call it, I guess.
Yeah.
Or off the bridge deal.
Boy,
Off the bridge is kind of, I don't
the
think
place
that's-
really jams up there.
Yeah, the ice jam and the water, the way it is, it's fairly low.
Oh, have you got a spot picked out up there?
Yeah, we do actually. Tim Parsons, myself, and John Cleon spent one Saturday, and we have a spot.
Do you know where it
picked
is, Sam, or?
Not, I got a general idea, but I'm not sure.
up. Tim would be a good, Tim has all the information. He
Didn't
can work
Tim
with
go
Sam.
measure the depth of that this year?
He did something up there, I don't know where, but
Yeah.
he said he was up in Paris Mills.
Yeah, I think one day him and Robbie went up there.
Tim and Rob have been doing a lot of work on it, I think, and just a matter of, do we want to do it, type thing, and can we do it? So something that, as summer approaches, we forget about these things, and that'd be a good time to do it.
Do we need a motion to, or is this something we just ask Sam to do?
And we also got some, Sam got the post ready there, put near those other dry
Good.
hydrants. We got them here in the yard, just a question, right now he's got more he can handle there, but
Yeah.
as things get caught up, they can probably put a couple men on this and let them go and do all this. I think we got enough posts anyway.
If not, we got some telephone poles we can
We can
use.
cut those off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would appreciate it. Really
Uh,
appreciate it.
We got the pole all painted and everything already, so.
Our biggest problem is on probably the Leggett Road. The other hydrants aren't too bad. Leggett Road, a lot of fishing people there and everything, so people like to park there, but it's really not a major problem. So anytime we can do it would be appreciated.
Did they have a problem with the one at Point of Fair there with the ice deal?
There's some damage to the screen. Once the water warms up a little bit, we'll get in there and take a look, see how much damage
We're
there
up to
is.
55 degrees here.
I don't think the lake ever warmed up.
No,
Could I ask another question?
Yeah.
You mentioned previously about the value of the Stony Point. Do you have a value on the property at Point of Fair? This is, you know, okay. I know you came up with a figure of Stony Point.
I was just checking all these dead-end road deal values.
Okay. It'd be interesting to find out what the value of all that property is there up there.
It's high.
But one place it should be $1 million, I know that.
Yours?
Huh?
Yours?
Not mine, no way. I can tell everybody I got $4,500 in that property. I can prove it to this day, because I got every receipt from 1966.
Anything else?
Talking about that one, if we go down there working again, and that ditch where that dry hydrant is, that should be cleaned up a little bit. I think the ice pushed some stuff up in there. And it's holding the water
Some
back.
debris.
It's holding the water back a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Sam, I got a question to ask you. Where we're working down in Point of Fair, where we dug the ditches and there's a big tree on each end, are you planning on cutting those trees down next year so you can finish the ditching?
Where they're digging right now, where they've been digging, we're gonna dig around behind the tree.
And dig behind the tree?
I think that's the plan.
Why not take the tree out? Would it be better to take the tree out?
We got some lines there.
Is that my line face?
Yeah.
There's the lines there, have the power come and take them out.
Right.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, if they're in our ditch and we need to have them removed,
Tell them
and they got
it's gonna
lines
fall in
running
line,
through them,
they'll
they
take
should
it
take them out.
Yeah, they'll take
Do you
them
know
out.
where my line is? Where do you go from the measure the line? That tree on your property or ours?
Keep digging
Across
about
the
it,
road.
it'll fall anyway.
20 feet from the, 25 feet from the center of the road.
25 feet.
Have to check it. I'm not sure. Is it on you, you think?
So, well, I'm just wondering how much we got, if you took 25 feet, you better take it out of my property tax.
No, they don't. I was gonna send it a road on mine, and I don't think.
Well, I'm paying for your road and mine too.
Okay, you have a motion to pay the bills?
I got 4 extra ones to read.
Okay, mine too. I don't
Got
know.
another-
Got 4 of them.
Wait a minute, they just talk about.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
See
Thank
ya.
you. You talk about post audit, or?
Yeah.
Post audit.
That's post audit.
Okay, go ahead, post audit first.
Have a motion on that?
So post audit. Second.
All in favor? Okay. Approval to pay the monthly bills?
Got 4 to read. Beauregard Equipment Company, circuit breakers and a repair loader, $991.64. Shazy Hardware, $118.33 for miscellaneous, whole bunch of stuff there. Northeast Auto Parts, $28.99. Hoses. And Policino filler, fuels, and bags of oil dry, $37.50. That's it.
What was the first one?
Beauregard Equipment Incorporated, Colchester, Vermont. Repairing loader, $844 plus circuit breakers.
Which loader was that one?
The case,
Front end loader.
the case loader.
Yeah.
You go down the road, it, you shut right off. Stop dead right on you. There was some circuit breakers bad in there, and he adjusted the clutches in it. It's all done by computer, the clutch adjustments. It's quite an ordeal.
A month ago we did that.
Yeah.
5/23, 5/6, 5/6 repair.
Do I have a motion to pay the monthly bills?
I make a motion to pay monthly bill.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
All right.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there anything else?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second. She said here, the board review.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
All in favor?